back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. It's a horse thing. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kara. If you're back, I'm so glad you're back. Today we are going to be doing my highly requested Q&A. I have been saying I'm going to be doing a Q&A like multiple times and it never happened. Today we're actually filming one, I promise. Question number 1. Do I watch Heartland or Free Rein? I have watched Free Rein like so many times I can't even count. I have not seen Heartland. I have heard of it, but I haven't watched it. Second, what do I use to screen record? For when I'm recording on my phone. So when I screen record, you'll know whether I'm recording on like my phone or my iPad versus my computer. My computer, my face will be in it. My phone or my iPad, my face won't. Okay, I had to make sure there was nothing on it. As an Apple user, I can go in here and there's a screen recording button right here that I can do, and I can like turn my microphone on and stuff and record that way. On my computer, I use OBS and it will screen record and show my face. These few questions were from like 4 months ago, just so you know. Do I have a repaint tutorial posted? I do, right here. I will try to remember to link it down below. However, I am hoping to make a more updated one because that one's kind of old and I've kind of changed a lot of things recently because I've had a lot of time to paint recently. So I'm gonna post a new one probably in like 2 or 3 months, like around summertime. Let's plan on May because it's currently March right now. So there will be a newer updated one, but I currently do have a repaint tutorial out. Question number 4. I'm totally gonna forget what number I'm on, but what was the first horse that I sold? The first horse that I sold is actually this guy right here. Funny story about him, actually. I was not looking to sell him. My Etsy shop, like when I started my Etsy shop, it was like, we have been trying to get it running for about a year. So when we were finally like, yeah, let's start one, I was like, oh my gosh, yay. But I wasn't ready. I didn't have any items that were ready to be sold. So I sold a horse that was made for me. So I'm a little sad that I sold him. But he sold in 3.5 weeks, so that's not bad at all, actually. And it was this guy over here. And then kind of referring back to the same question, what do I use to film my videos? I use OBS to film them, or my screen recording thing that came with like my Apple products. This is a good one, actually. Am I going to, or am I currently doing YouTube as a full-time job? So I am a student. It's hard for me to state. You guys know that when I turn 18, you guys will know, but currently the best age range I can give you guys is 14 to 18. When I turn 18, you guys will know. So YouTube is not my full-time job. I am a student, and Etsy is also my part-time job. I also am an instructor at Taekwondo right now. That just happened 2 months ago. So I'm working to become a paid instructor there, a part-time employee. YouTube is also my other part-time job. I would love for it to one day be more of a full-time job, but right now I'm a student and I'm planning on going to college. So it's like, it's probably not gonna happen for a little bit, but I would love for it to at some point in time. What is my favorite Harry Potter movie? Okay, I've only seen number 1, 2, and 3. I'm just gonna go by numbers here. And I think my favorite was number 2 or number 3. I want to say number 3. But I have not seen very many, but I have read the whole series. But it has been a really long time since I've done so. What is my favorite model I've painted? That is really, really hard. One does come to mind, actually. This might be the favorite model I have painted. And it's really sad because that horse was in order, so I didn't get to keep him. But I want to remake him for myself. But he's a really pretty Appaloosa. He is one of like the best Appaloosas I've done so far. I think he's really cute, so I like him. Like mold-wise, I would have to say the 2005 Schleich Friesian Mare, or I know very few Breyer molds, but I really do love any of the Breyer draft horses. Like Othello is definitely one of my favorites. There are definitely some other ones, but like I'm not good with Breyer names, so we're just gonna go with those. Am I thinking about doing riding lessons in the next year? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and answer this. Actually, this was answered a lot. Do I ride IRL in real life? The answer is no. The main reason being is I don't really have time for it. Like, genuinely, I barely have time to do things most of the time. Like I said, I did just get my 3rd degree black belt for Taekwondo in December, and I did just become an instructor in December. That was a big month in Taekwondo for me. So I am very, very dedicated there as an instructor and as someone who is like still consistently training because I am a 3rd degree. Like, that's 6 years worth of work right there. So because of those, I'm pretty dedicated, and that takes a lot of my time. I'm there for majority of the week, like 4 or 5 days a week, at least 4 days a week, and because we don't have classes Sunday. So it's hard for me to try and find time to ride. Do I want to? Yes, but right now it's just really hard for me to find the time. So then it goes into, I think about doing riding lessons the next year. You know, I would love to, but like I said, it's still just the whole time issue thing. I really hope I can. I don't know if it'll be in the next year though. Who is my biggest inspiration for model horse painting? There is one person that definitely comes to mind right away. It is DJB Studios. I found DJB Studios probably about a year ago, and I have just like loved her channel, and she also really helped me get into Breyer. Sorry guys, my dog is sleeping next to me. But I love her channel. Like, her stuff is absolutely amazing, and she went from just doing it as a hobby to it now being her full-time job, and so that gives me hope that maybe I'll be able to do that in the future. Maybe not, we'll see. DJB Studios, if you do not know who she is, check out her channel right after this video. She is amazing, and I will try and, well, I'll put up like a picture of her channel. This is her channel, so go watch her. She is literally amazing. Oh, do I have any pets? I know, the people want to see you. I know, you're sleepy. This is my doggy. Izzy, say hi to everybody. Yes. This is my dog. This is Izzy. She is 7.5 pounds and 3 years old. So like, this is as big as she's gonna get. So this is my only pet right now. I have had other pets. I've had cats, I've had turtles. The turtles was a mess. I like literally flooded my room, but that's a story for another time. So, okay, this kind of, I know I'm switching between topics a lot. I'm sorry, I was not really prepared for this. Am I hoping to one day own a horse, or do I just want to stick to model horses? So going back to the whole thing about me not riding, I don't own a horse. I would love to again in the future, because I'm just gonna be honest, I thought that they were like much more expensive. They're a lot less money than I was expecting, because I was thinking like a ton. And like, yes, they are, but they're also not as much as I thought. So I would one day love to own a horse. What is the most difficult custom I've done so far? Actually, I'm gonna go look through my photos, because I take photos of every single horse, and I don't remember everything that I've done. I'm gonna have to say this guy, and I'll put him up over here. He was one of my first like Breyer traditional repaints. I was still using pastels at the time, so I'm like very happy with how his shading came out, for the fact that like I was still using pastels and I had not switched over to an airbrush yet. And his markings actually came out really, really nice, considering I was still using Apple Barrel white acrylic for him. So like, that is not a good white paint to use. And we were talking about this in a live stream the other day. For my 10K special, I think I'm going to do how to paint white markings and give you guys a lot of information on that. Please let me know what you guys think down below, or other videos that you think would be good for a 10K special, but that's like my idea right now. Because like, we're coming up on 10K really fast. Like, we're going to hit 10K this year. Okay, all of that to say, he was really fun, and he took a really, really long time. I'm looking at the picture, that's why I'm looking down. And the herring was like, I was really trying to pay attention to the herring, and that was really hard. If not, my other one would probably be my Indian warrior horse, just because, again, he was used with pastels and acrylics, and also done with White Apple Barrel, so I'm surprised he came out as smooth as he did. But he was also just a crazy difficult horse. Honestly, the harder horses are always the ones where you're making a conscious effort to do something better than you usually do, because you're kind of stepping somewhat outside of your comfort zone to make it better, and it's like different from what you usually do, so those are hard. Which is my favorite custom? So, oh wait, I did answer that actually. It was the Appaloosa guy over here. I did answer that already. Okay, my favorite Schleich model, we did kind of touch on this. My 2005 Schleich Frigidaire. Love this girl to death. I have a million of her. Favorite Collecta model? My favorite Collecta model is either one of these two. It is either like the Collecta Mare and Terrier horse or the Collecta Hanoverian Stallion. I also really like the Arabian Mare, like with the swooshing tail, but those are definitely like some of my favorite. Oh, but I also love the Clydesdale Stallion. I'm sorry, I love Collecta, so. I'm actually gonna pull up Identifier Breyer because like I said, I don't know the names off the top of my head, but I know like what the model is in my head, but I don't know what the name is. And these are only for traditionals. My favorite stablemate model is probably the Gypsy Manor. There's a specific one in my head that I know that I love to death, and I can't remember her name. Oh, Founder. It's because her side was weird. Okay, it's the Breyer Traditional Connemara Mare. Okay, I love this question. What is a must-have? Wait, I already forgot what it was. Must-have tool/item I would recommend to all model horse artists. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is super basic, so this is not gonna be the only thing I say, but definitely an airbrush, like an Iwata airbrush. Oh my gosh, y'all, get an airbrush. If you can afford it, of course. I'm always gonna say you don't need an airbrush, but they are actually amazing. Another thing is, I'm gonna go over to my workstation really quick. Okay, tool. An 18/0 detail brush. So like, it is super small, super amazing. I actually need to go buy another one because this one looks weird for some reason. I might have left it out or something. But an 18/0 brush is absolutely insane and totally recommended. It is like my favorite brush ever. But then I'm gonna do material too. Dosanja white acrylic. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Those are really, really nice, besides the airbrush, of course. I know those are like kind of basic, but those are things that I have to say are like amazing. If you don't have an airbrush, pastels. What other hobbies do I have? Okay, let's think here. We have YouTube. We have Etsy, like model horses. We have Taekwondo. Taekwondo is a big one. And I know people are like, why do you keep talking about Taekwondo? Because it is literally such a huge part of my life, and I worked to be an instructor for 2 years, so the fact that like I finally am one is crazy. That is a really huge hobby. I also literally love to read. I love to read, and I know a lot of people are like, reading? Yes, I love to read a ton. I also love playing Minecraft with my dad and my sister. That is something we do quite often now, actually. What do I think of 2024 Schleichs? I did a video actually like reacting to the 2024 Schleichs thing, like rating them. They're definitely a lot better, but I feel like because I've switched so much over to Breyer and Collecta that my hair is like really annoying me, that it's hard for me to go back to Schleich. But this year they aren't bad. But again, I'm not like a super fan of them. But there are a few that I think are really cute and I might actually end up getting. My fave Wild Horse Islands event, Skeleton Arabian. And I know that's just like a super wanted horse. I love the Skeleton Arabian. I also love ghost horses. My favorite food. You know, I feel like when everybody's little, it's like cheeseburger, pizza, that kind of thing. Like, nobody knows how to answer that. So I literally had to, like, sit down and think about what is my favorite food. Mac and cheese. Homemade mac and cheese. It can't be, like, personally, not, like, in a restaurant or, like, the Easy Mac or Kraft mac and cheese or anything. Like, it has to be homemade mac and cheese. That is my favorite food. What breed do I hate most on Wild Horse Islands? We're not going to count the Appaloosas or the quarter horses I really don't like the Andalusians. I'm sorry. I just think that they look kind of weird. My personal opinion. So like when I hear we're getting like an Andalusian event, I'm like, are you serious? I don't care for them very much. They're kind of like, I wouldn't say I hate, but they're like bottom tier. Least favorite model. Okay, there's one sitting over there because like I could go on and on and on about Schleich models. One horse that I really just don't like, and I don't know why, is the Schleich Trakehner. I think it's a stallion. I just don't think he's all that great, and I'm looking at him over there. I don't know what it is about him either. It's not like anything's like really wrong with him. I just don't like him. I also don't like the Schleich Andalusian. Funny, I know, but like the Schleich Andalusian stallion. I like the mare. And I think those are like my two Schleichs that I don't like. My favorite coat color to paint. Dark brown Tobianos. Those are my favorite. I just realized that's what Dakota is, my Othello repaint. Oh, he's a dark bay, I guess, but like super light to super dark brown Tobianos are probably my favorite horses to paint. I love Tobianos. I think their markings are gorgeous. And I really like drastic shading. I think it's beautiful. Why did I decide to start my own business? I actually didn't think much of it. It was very much like I painted horses. I have a whole video on why I got into this hobby. That's a whole nother story time for another thing. Feel free to watch that. It is kind of long, which is why I'm not going to sit here and explain it. But those people that I talk about in that video who got me into model horses, when I got really interested into repainting and making tack, they were my customers. Like, they placed multiple orders from me to make them tack for their models. So that's how that kind of started. And then they ended up telling me, they're like, you should really like start a business, like get an Etsy shop or something. And I was like, yeah, maybe. My parents were like, at the time I was too young to like be able to manage a business by myself. And so then there were some people that I also knew, and they were like, what you're doing is like crazy insane. They're like, you like seriously need to open an Etsy shop. So it was just like a whole bunch of asking my parents and asking my parents and asking my parents until they were finally like, yes, we think you can do it. And that's how that started. Where do I get retired Schleich to customize? I also have a whole video on that, which I will try and link as well. All the videos I'm talking about, I will try and link in the description below, just so you know. But like eBay, Mercari, Amazon, Breyer's website, Schleich's website, those are really where I'll go and buy my models. I love how I've like slowly worked from over here to just like slinking in the corner. What models am I getting for Breyer Fest? So I'm currently doing a day in the life vlog right now. So like that's kind of interesting. So I was just talking about that to you guys this morning, but hold on, I gotta like go find it. Hold on. So I don't know if I'm gonna get 2 of these or only 1, but I really want Fighter and Survivor. I also really want Always Chipper. Those are like the 2 that I want so bad. I also really want, I forgot the name of it, but like the glossy Dapple Gray on Ashbar. I don't know if that's how you say it, but like that horse, the Dapple Gray Arabian. I also want Miss Independent if I don't get 2 of Fighter and Survivor. Then I am also planning on buying majority of the limited models, and I'm also going to be buying the online model Zeus. Those are going to be the Breyer Fest models I'm going to get. And then also, I ended up answering this, but when will I be doing more Rival Stars live streams? When I can get my software to work. I am so tired of trying to do live streams with you guys, and they literally like fail. Like, I don't understand why they don't work. So when I can get my software to work, and it's been an issue since like October, so I know it's been a while. I'm trying to fix it, I promise. Me and my dad are looking into just getting a whole new software entirely because I'm tired of having issues with that one. It is OBS, by the way. OBS I can record perfectly fine, but I can't do live streams. So weird. Those are all the questions. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, make sure you click that like button down below and that subscribe button if you have not already. This whole channel is dedicated to model horses and Wild Horse Islands. So if you like that kind of stuff, again, make sure you subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. As always, remember to be kind, be smart, and stay safe. And I will see you guys in the next video or the next live stream, whichever one comes first. Goodbye, everybody.